Good morning, dear children. Welcome to Nelson School Distant Education System. So we'll begin the synthesis of simple, compound and complex. In the previous session, we have just had the introduction for the finite and the non-finite verbs. In this session, we'll be beginning with the synthesizing the simple statements. But before we could go ahead, we'll see the meaning of the synthesis. Synthesis means the combination of a number of simple sentences into one new sentence. You can have 2-3 statements when you synthesize means joining. Okay, so we have to join the numerous sentences into one simple, or numerous sentences into one compound, or numerous sentences into one complex sentence. So synthesis is the process of combining a number of simple sentences into one new, because it is synthesis simple. So number of simple sentences into one new sentence, that is called a synthesis. So today in this session, I'll be teaching you the synthesis of simple sentences. This is what the simple sentences gets categorized into. So it's in synthesis simple. We can join the sentences and make it a simple statement using participle, that is verbal adjective, verb plus ing, using helping verbs, am, is, are, was, were, has, have, had, infinitive, to plus verb, noun or noun phrase in apposition, and the adverbial phrase. These are the 5 different types in which you can take the numerous statements and make it into one statement of simple. Today in this session, children, I'll be only teaching you how to synthesize few sentences or numerous sentences into simple by using only participle. Okay, now what are the steps to be followed for joining the sentences into means using participle? So it is 2 different statements will be given, or more than 2 could be given. Circle the verb in the former statement. Former statement means a statement that comes first. Then convert this verb into participle using ing. Now begin the statement with this participle only, and after completion of the former statement and before you begin the latter, that is the next statement, you have to put a comma and then write the latter statement. Say for example, it is he ran at top speed, he got out of breath. So it is 2 finite verbs. Now children, you have to first step, as I've taught you in the previous session, we have to just go with the finite verbs first, because a simple sentence could have only one finite verb. So if there are 2 finite verbs, you have to change one of the finite verb into a noun finite verb using participle, that is ing. Okay, so he ran at top speed, so my verb is ran. He got out of breath, so my verb is got. So I'll circle the verb in the former, that is ran. So this first you bring it to the root verb, that is run, put ing, so it's running. Now he and he, you can see it's repeated. Okay, so we have to begin the statement with, as I've told you, begin the statement with the participle. So you'll begin it with participle and this one you will cut. So running at top speed, comma, he got out of breath. If the subject in both the sentences, that is former as well as the latter, is same, then you have to cut the first one and use second one as it is. But if the subject in both the statements are different, so you have to use it at the same thing. You cannot cut any one of it. Number 2, he lost a large sum of money, he gave up speculation. Then in this one, he lost a large sum of money, the verb is lost. He gave up speculation, so the verb is gave. Okay, now we have 2 finite verbs. I'll change this finite verb. Okay, so lost I'll change to losing. You can even put a preposition and write on losing a large sum of money, he gave up speculation. If you don't want to use preposition, then you can only use losing. Why? Because I'm changing this verb, this finite verb, into non-finite verb using participle, that is ing. So it becomes losing. Again, the subject in both the statements is same, so I'll cut this one. So it will be losing a large sum of money, comma, he gave up speculation. I went to Mumbai last year. I wish to see a dentist. And there are 2 different verbs. I went. Okay, so went is the first finite verb. Then it's wished. Wished is the second finite verb. Now you have to change. Say for example, I and I is same. Okay, if I change this went, so before changing to first putting into ing, I'll bring it into the first form, that is go. Okay, so it is go, went and gone. So it's going to Mumbai last year. I went. I wish to see a dentist. So how does it sound? It sounds a little awkward. So instead of that, instead of changing went, I'll change wished. So now it becomes wishing. So it will wishing to see a dentist. I went to Mumbai last year. Children, you have to be very particular in using the former statement. Okay, You went to Mumbai last year to see a dentist, but you wished to see a dentist, so you went to Mumbai last year. Okay. He raised his gun, he took aim, he shot the tiger. Now children, you can see here three different statements are there. So you will have a three finite verbs. Now only a simple sentence should have only one finite verb. So in that case, I have to change the two finite verbs. That is, first is raised, that changes to raising. Took changes to taking. Okay, now everywhere you can see the subject is same. Because I'm changing this verb into participle, I'll cut this he. Again, this verb into participle, so I'll cut this he also, and this I'll use as it is. Okay. Now you could have raising his gun, comma, taking aim, comma, he shot the tiger. Number 5, he went straight on, he saw Hari on the path. Okay. Now he went straight on, so it is went, first finite verb. He saw Hari on the path, so saw is the second finite verb. Now you can do is, now if you want to use this saw Hari, okay, now in this sentence, as I've told you that the reason was, why did you go to Mumbai last year? Because you needed to see a dentist. Here you cannot bring this ahead. Seeing Hari on the path, he went straight on, then it changes the meaning. So in this case, I'll bring went into its first form, that is root verb, that is go, and then change go with ing participle becomes going. You can even write going straight on, he saw Hari on the path. Or as I have written here, on going straight, comma, he saw Hari on the path. Now there are a few examples over here. He cried at the top of his voice, he rushed to the spot. So cried and rushed. Two finite verbs, change cry into ing, that is crying. He and he again same, so it is crying at the top of his voice, comma, he rushed to the spot. The people saw the flames, they ran towards the burning house. Now this is the people and they are the same one. Okay, so it is saw and ran. Now it will change this one. So saw, bring it to the root verb, that is see, and then put ing. So it becomes on seeing the flames, comma, the people. Because if I say now they, so they can mean whatsoever. In that case, I have to use this people over here. So it becomes the people ran towards the burning house. Number 3, the poor man worked, he laughed, he thus spent his life. Again, children, you will have 3 verbs. Worked, laughed, spent. In this, I'll change work to working, laugh to laughing, and this I'll keep it as it is. Because this he and he is used for the poor man only. So for first and second I'll cut, but instead of this he, I'll change the poor man. So it's working and laughing, the old man spent his life, or the poor man spent his life. The child lost his pen, he began to weep. So lost is your first finite verb, began is your second finite verb. So I'll change this, okay? The child and he, because he is used for the child. So here I'll cut the child, but here I'll use the child instead of he. So it is lost. Bring it to the first verb form, root verb, that is lose. Then put ing, so it becomes losing. So losing his pen, comma, the child began to weep. Number 5, turn to the right, you will then find a house. Okay, so it is turn and will find. 2 finite verbs. I'll change this. Okay, so it is turning. So turning to the right, comma, you will then find the house. Thanks.